Hello and welcome to Batcast 66, the podcast where we watch an episode of this 1966 Batman television series and then talk about it. I'm your host, Scott, and joining me is special guest host, Kayla.
Howdy.
And we're talking today about episode 26, Batman Six the Pace, written by Francis and Marion Cockrell, directed by Richard C. Sarafian, and its original air date was 4/7/66. So yeah, where we left off, Batman and Robin are stuck in like Joker's evil smokestack filling with gas thing after he kidnapped the Maharajah and his golden clubs. How do you think Batman and Robin are getting out of this one?
They're gonna drink fizzy lifting drink and lift themselves up out of the smokestack.
I thought they might do something with like heated air and then use their capes to float out.
Oh, that's a good one. They just did it the way that I feel like any person would have figured it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where they went back to back and just kind of which makes sense, and Joker should have thought of that, I think.
He's getting tired.
Yeah. So yeah, they get out from the top of the chimney, and then Joker and his gang run away. But while they're waiting for Batman and Robin to die, like, what was her name? June or Jill?
Jill, damn it.
Jill. She's like sitting there crying because Batman and Robin are dead.
Oh,
Even though she's in love with the Joker and like wants all the furs that they can buy.
She went the longer fur. Yeah. She says the fur that he got her is too short. And
That's the way Joker rolls, baby.
You know what I thought was interesting? An interesting dichotomy of the Joker's like psychopathy was that he was worried. He wanted to empty out the gas after he killed Batman and Robin so that some passerby doesn't possibly get killed by the gas, which I feel like is very thoughtful of him.
I mean, that's nice. That's being a good citizen. However, my reading of it is more like someone just walks by and fucking dies. The cops are going to investigate.
They're going to come look for it. Good point. Why does everybody keep dropping dead in this one spot?
Yeah. Granted, I don't think the odds of someone walking by because it's like an abandoned factory.
Yeah.
But anyway, Joker and his gang escape. Batman and Robin escape. Everyone escapes. Then Batman and Robin go back to the Batcave, and they analyze the gas left inside the hole at the golf. So this is where we find out why Joker stole the hole and a bobby pin.
Right.
Which seems like a lot of effort for a bobby pin.
Like you could just go to the store and buy a bobby pin.
You could just go to the store and steal one. Like, nobody would even know. Like, you just pocket it.
Evil.
But
or get one from Jill. Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't know why he needed that specifically, because it's revealed that like when the ball went in the hole, it hit the pin, and that like ignited whatever the gas system he had in it to knock out the Maharajah.
Yeah.
And like, all right, now you left clues for Batman to find you. Because they use the metal analyzer on the bobby pin, and then they use the hyperspectrographic analyzer on the hole, which is a cup that the ball goes into, to find out what the gas was made out of. And that leads them to like the Ferguson Novelty and Magician Supply Company.
My favorite store title.
Yeah, which they decided they should go to as Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne rather than Batman and Robin.
Right.
Which I always like when like they get to do stuff.
Yeah.
Civilian forms.
Yeah.
So they go there, pretending to be customers. They need like googly glasses and stuff for some party Robin's having, like he's 6, even though he's in high school. But I think Dick Grayson is extremely square, so it kind of makes sense.
Well, even the henchman was like, we're just looking at a couple of squares.
Yeah, they're looking at them through like a one-way mirror in the store because they're the actual layers behind it. So like the store clerk must also be in on it and is also evil.
Yeah.
It is the way she's like watching them and stuff.
Definitely.
But one of the trick things they have is a piece of technology that just breaks reality. where
It's a prism.
It's like a prism that lets you like look through a mirror.
A one-way mirror.
Yeah. I don't get how that works.
It's something like...
Does that actually work like that?
Well, I think it's like, she said that one side of the prism is mirrored. So the light bounces in off the mirrored side of the prism and reflects the one-sided mirror back. So when you look through it, you're just looking through the glass. Scientists out there, you can tell us if that's real.
I don't know if this... I would be confident it doesn't work this way. And if it's that much common knowledge, I would not have had that item stocked in the store.
Well, and also just like the whole group of henchmen are sitting on the other side of the one-way mirror, and they don't see this guy standing there with like this thing looking right at them.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, when Batman does that and he sees the Maharajah sitting there drinking some wine along with all of Joker's goons, and Jill is talking about like, we should have ransomed him already or whatever. It's taking too long. That guy's like, just wait for it or whatever. I was just like, all right, this is weird.
Yeah, we're just hanging out. Maharajah looks real comfortable.
But I think about like in the movie Joker and all the other United criminal underworld kidnapped Commodore Schmidt-Lapp, and they treated him real nice. So I was like, all right, maybe they're kidnapping victims, they treat all right. But yeah, so I don't know, that leads Batman to see like a vent in the back of the room, and he somehow uses like insane trigonometry to figure out that layer is like in a mountain behind the joke shop, and exactly where the vent would be so they could slide down and like get them.
And Robin says my favorite quote out of both episodes, where he says, "I'll never neglect my math again."
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love how corny they are. It's so fun.
It's so
good. Yeah, long story short, they find it in the mountains. They go sliding down. Batman uses Cape Crusader seniority or something to go down first.
Dynamic seniority.
That's what it was, dynamic seniority. And goes down first. And then, like, so what's fun about this show is you can kind of tell when they're going to have one of their big brawls, because they usually enter a room with, like, lots of fun stuff to, like, smash.
Yeah.
And then, like, this one's just, like, a pile of boxes. It's so boring. Like, they don't have a bunch of fun Joker stuff.
No, yeah.
Like,
so far, the only fun, like, Joker... Well, that's not true. The miniature van was cool.
That was neat. I like that.
And the blow-up guy. But he's kind of lame. They've pulled that before. The blow-up guy. They did in the Scooby-Doo episode, remember?
Yeah. Like, at least that was in, like, a goofy haunted house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's a fun setting for, like, gags and things happening. And then it wound up in, like, a toy warehouse.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Comedy ensues.
Yeah, like, that would be fun. Like, Joker was at an amusement park. That's like a Joker lair, you know? But
yeah, or even if Cats had a lot of cats just around.
I would say Catwoman's lair had like 3 tigers.
I mean, that's sick.
That she'd feed people to. I pointed out that after the police raided that place, if the tigers were used to eating people, they would have been put down.
A real Carol Baskin situation.
Yeah, I was like, that's not fun. Well, listen, she's a legend. Catwoman, we know. It was also really strange to see Adam West like fight an actual tiger. That's got to be not safe.
No, definitely.
You should go back and watch those ones.
Yeah, this sounds amazing.
They were wild.
I'm gonna start my own Batcast where I'm just like one episode behind you.
That would be funny. No. You start your own. You start Batcast or Batcast cast, where you just review episodes of our show.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
Maybe if April Fool's falls on a Wednesday, we'll do that. But yeah, starting when they get into like their big brawl with onomatopoeias splashing, it's like the most boring one we've had in forever. Like some of the cooler ones are like, I'm in a museum with torture devices, and they like end up smacking like each guy into them like one at a time, or like there's a museum in the Statue of Liberty like knockoff's head, which is like all of like key moments in Gotham history, and like there's a big painting of Batman and Robin, and like they come busting through it.
Oh, that's perfect.
Riddler. Like there's so much fun stuff you can do. But I just throw boxes and barrels at each other. And then Joker and Jane get away.
Jill, what is wrong with you?
I don't know why I want to call her Jane. You know what? It's funny when we do Riddler episodes, Kendall cannot stop calling him the Joker. I guess I can't stop calling this Jill person Jane.
Jill is your Riddler.
I guess.
Don't worry, she won't be around much longer.
Yeah. So anyway, they escape. Batman and Robin can't find the Maharaja there, but they call Chief O'Hara, and he gets his police there to round things up.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, it's strange. There hasn't been any, like, why hasn't their government contacted us? Or, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they go to, while he's on the phone with Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara comes in, and the Joker has called the commissioner and wants to talk to Batman, so they put their phones up next to each other.
Oh yeah, the relay.
Yeah. But Joker finally gives them their ransom demands. He wants $500,000 in exchange for safe return of the Maharaja, but he also wants Batman to endorse the Maharaja's personal check. He's paying for the ransom with his own money. So they're going to have to meet at the Gotham City State Bank the following morning. And so they do that.
Yeah, right. There's like not even anything to talk about. It's just like,
yeah,
okay.
I have no personal notes for the second one.
No. Okay,
which is insane. This is the first time that's happened. I had some for the first one.
Yeah, but the second
I forgot to point out in the first episode, when Joker's capturing Batman, Robin starts singing a song.
Yeah.
So this is the first Joker musical. So like the new Joker movie is not the first one.
It's been done. It was good. It was like a talk singing kind of poem thing.
I don't remember anything he said, but
no.
And I watched it this morning.
Just some psychopathic nonsense.
But anyway, so the Maharaja and like his guys show up with Batman and Robin at the bank, and it's I guess Mr. Belmont runs the bank because he's there with all the money. Gives it to him in a briefcase. So Batman endorses the check. They give it to him. He starts giving him the money. And then Batman just attacks him.
Wait. But it's like while he's signing it, I love how like the commissioner and the police chief are like leaning over and kind of like giving him a little bit of shade, Like
I love while he's doing it, Batman's like, it's 1T as he's making out to Batman.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah. That was the one good joke I think that these episodes had. Yeah. Which is crazy because it started a guy named the Joker.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
I demand to be back on with a better episode.
That's fine. You just happen to get the draw for this one. Say if you got next episode, it would have been King Tut.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. I think either Kendall or our friend Joe is going to take over for that. Spoiler alert. Depending on, when he gets back.
Yeah.
But, so when Batman attacks the Maharaja, all his goons get in, and we get another little fight scene. It's like Batman and Robin are like ripping like his guy's guts out.
Dude, that made me laugh so hard. Just like watching Batman just like eviscerate this man's stomach and just like throwing confetti in the air.
Yeah, and like stuffing and stuff.
It was amazing.
Yeah, because turns out that there was never the Maharaja was never here. As Batman points out, I was like, we never saw him and the Joker together at once. I was like, okay, I guess that's true, but why would I think that?
Yeah, I mean, literally, I didn't see that coming, but the reason I didn't see it coming had nothing to do with it being a great twist. It was because it was nonsense. Like, I had no idea.
This whole plan is nonsense.
It's so stupid.
So, so part of the reason Joker wanted the money, and B, he wanted to ruin Batman's reputation for having him endorse this fake check or whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was intentionally part of it. I didn't realize.
They act like it's intentionally part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm like, all right. I don't know. It seems so elaborately like out of the way.
Yeah, it's like Joker was just like bored that week, and he's like, all right, let's do something,
Yeah. Like, I wish
Wait,
this
okay,
was
so here's my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait, never mind. So the jewel encrusted gold golf clubs never existed. They weren't real.
They were fake, yeah.
Okay. All right.
They were like a red herring, I guess.
Got it.
Because, yeah, I guess they wanted Batman to chase that versus the other one.
Okay.
They wanted him to know that they have him, as my assumption. They're lucky he cared about the golfers and then just go after them immediately.
But it's just like funny how they have to point out, like, you've never seen them both in the same place. You're just like, I mean, yeah, I didn't realize that. Thank you for saying that.
Well, since this was the next morning, Batman was suspicious and called like the Nimpah embassy, and the real Maharajah had been away on a hunting trip
for tigers.
Yeah, which
messed up.
Great.
They're endangered.
I know they were endangered then too.
I'm fucked.
But yeah. So he knew this was a fake, and that's why he went along with the plan, and they caught him.
And bet you didn't see that coming.
Yeah. So Joker's plan is foiled. I believe we end up back at the last scene's back at Stately Wayne Manor because it generally is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because Dick's about to eat like some treats.
Oh yeah.
And then Aunt Harriet's like, "You'll be as fat as the Maharaja. Do you see him in the paper? He's so fat."
She's like, rude. Aunt Harriet.
Yeah, like,
Aunt Harriet, you're dumb that you can't figure out that Bruce Wayne is Batman because it's pretty freaking obvious.
Yeah, they're always running off with like really lame excuses.
And like Alfred will really loudly whisper, "It's the Bat phone," and she's like, "What?"
Hey, Alfred's pretty cool in this show. Sometimes
I love Alfred.
Sometimes he has to go on solo missions, and it's neat.
I love all versions of Alfred. He's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's dumb. I don't even know why she's there. What's her purpose?
I think she's there to make it less gay.
Okay.
Batman and Robin. Because she's Dick's aunt. But even though Batman made him his ward,
yeah.
Like she's their next of kin to each other. So I think he just took Aunt Harriet in as well. But I think it's like there to be like a like motherly presence.
Right.
That's my guess. I've done absolutely no research into this.
Seem like this adult man like abducted a teenager.
Well, because I know that was like a big to do.
Right.
Like at the time. Like, oh. To be fair, like Robin doesn't wear pants. Do you know what I mean? Like
it is awkward.
Yeah. Now how much on Blu-ray he's clearly wearing stockings.
Yes.
You know.
But we don't know that.
And you would not have seen it like that on the TVs back
then.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Batman sets the pace.
Wait, but you forgot at the end.
Yeah.
The Bat phone rings again.
Oh yeah. Sorry, because they have to end on a really lame, weird thing.
Yeah. And they're like, it's the commissioner and Chief O'Hara, and they're like, "Oh, we heard a rumor that you're running for governor of California." And then Bruce Wayne's just like, "Oh no, that's just a rumor. You could put your mind at ease. Like wild horses wouldn't take me away from Gotham City or whatever." And so I like Googled it. I was like, did Adam West like try to run for governor? Like, what is that?
As far as I can tell, it's not a reference to anything. It feels like it would have been.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Or there was like a guy named Batman in real life, like his last name was Batman, and like ran for governor or something. Like
what?
As far as I can tell, it's not like a joke that would have been topical at the time. That means nothing to us now.
Okay.
It's just a weird thing that they like had a minute or two to fill of time. So they just did that.
Let's put our political views in here.
So there is a lot of political views in the show throughout. Uh-huh. It's like nicely progressive in certain ways, like more than I expected it to be. Mm. And then like there's stuff that's really prescient. Like there's an episode where the police gunned down Batman and Robin.
Oh my god!
Just in the streets.
So bad.
It turns out they replaced all their bullets with blanks, but the cops didn't know that.
Well, yeah, they're just gonna take them out.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the Maharaja, like on the phone when they're discussing the deal or whatever, he's like speaking English, but it's like really broken, and you're just like, he's the fucking like, king of his land. He can probably speak English very well. Like,
they speak English in India. They were a colony for a long time.
Yeah, it's just like ridiculous.
But yeah, overall, what'd you think? I think this was like the worst episodes we've done so far.
No.
This was so boring.
Damn it.
I texted your husband this morning. I was like, I think you dodged a bullet. This is the worst. Oh! I think this is the most boring episodes we've done.
They were pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like I'm not even like, I don't even think they were like bad. I think they were boring.
No, yeah. And like, I'm always going to enjoy all of the silliness, and I'm always going to enjoy all of Robin's, what would you call it? Like his taglines or whatever.
Yeah. His like holy catchphrases,
his holy tee shots and all that. And I'm gonna love watching Batman do whatever. But yeah, it just felt like the story was like I could have written that story. It felt like, oh God, guys, we forgot to write one this week. Let's just put one together real fast.
We have Cesar Romero coming in for makeup. We need to just do something.
Oh God, yeah, make a Joker story right now.
Yeah, because like sometimes these are based on comics. As far as I can tell, this one was not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so usually what we do on this show, because we're trying to find out who Batman's like this version of Batman's arch enemy is.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 3, we'll rate like the villain and their plan.
Okay.
This time around, I think I'm gonna give this one a big old 1.
In terms of you're rating the villain and the plan at the same time.
So yes, like how close did they get to succeeding?
Okay.
Like, how much trouble did they put Batman and Robin through? And I think a little bit of an element of like a lesser extent, like entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, considering I truly didn't understand what the Joker was after until you broke it down for me, I'd probably say a 1.
Because sometimes their plans are kind of hard to figure out until like the second half. Like there was specifically one where the Penguin was just doing weird stuff. And like they couldn't figure out what the plan was, but he was listening in. Because he was like leaving weird clues, but they all had bugs in them because he was listening to like Batman and Robin try to figure out what his plan is. Mm-hmm. He could basically come up with like the counter to whatever they were doing. And I was like, oh, that's kind of smart and like that's interesting.
Yeah.
But like this one was just like, eh.
Yeah.
Because the twist was kind of lame. He didn't really have Batman fooled.
No.
Like, I don't know. To me, it's a 1.
They had to explain how he was trying to fool him even, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think this takes, at least for season 1, takes Joker out of contention. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to crunch the math at the end of the season, like each season and talk about it. But I think it's between the Penguin and the Riddler.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think the Penguin is a little bit ahead.
Okay.
So far it's no secret on the show that like this is my favorite version of the Penguin.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's my favorite Batman villain in general.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've really enjoyed his episodes so far. But like the last time he was in, like he became a superhero, and then Batman and Robin became like villains. And like he stole the Batmobile and turned it into the Birdmobile, and was like driving around the city like using his umbrellas to like stop crime.
It's perfect.
Like it was great. I loved it.
Wait, I think I watched the end of that one actually.
Yeah, where there's like a big chase scene with the bat and that. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
We also the Batmobile doesn't get involved in like a lot of episodes either, so it's really cool when it does.
Yeah. I want to be on the episode where they're the surfing episode.
Everyone wants to be on the surfing one, but that's season 3, baby.
Oh God. Well, if everyone drops out, I want to be on the surfing one.
Sure. I mean, I know everyone also wants to do the movie. We might have to do something special for that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that off camera. I have a couple of ideas.
Sounds good.
But I mean, if we also haven't decided if we're going to do the movie in release order, because then it's going to be between season 1 and season 2. So we're kind of like, I think there's like 12 episodes left of season 1, so like 6 villains.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that included this one, so it might actually be 5. But we're kind of getting towards the end of season 1, and then like we're going to do a special episode where it's going to be our thoughts on the season as a whole and where we think we are. But there's 60 episodes in season 2, so we're going to be doing this for a while here. Like even if we go back to weekly, that's over a year.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but I'm excited. So Yeah, overall, I think this is one of the. I think this might be the worst episode so far.
Lame.
Yeah, I'm sorry you wound up with this one. I was like, oh, Kayla's gonna come on next, but it's a Joker episode. At least we get to talk about like some fun Cesar Romero stuff. But, like, I feel like he barely had a chance to do anything.
Yeah, he was barely in it. He really was.
Yeah, so
far, more in episode 1 than 2.
Yeah, and like, I think that's part of like him being the Maharaja had to do with. I don't know. It just was like a waste.
Yeah.
Of your guest villain. I don't know. It didn't do much for me. Yeah. But next week we're gonna do King Tut, which is exciting because I think, if I remember correctly, he is an original creation for the show.
That's cool.
It's such a bizarre idea. But, like, he's like an iconic character for the series because of that. Like him and Egghead. You know, ones that are like specific for this series. But well, I want to thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. We'll probably do more episodes, even with Kendall, where we have like special guests. Just you know, as we get people that are interested, we might find a specific episode they want to talk about. But you know, so that was Joker trumps an ace and Batman sets the pace. So next week, join us for brand new story. Same Batcast time, same Batcast channel.